When I started my career about 10 and a half, maybe 12 years ago, most of my clients, most of my patients were located in the United States of America. And I was positioned in India at that point. We didn't have access to WhatsApp. We didn't have access to FaceTime, Skype. No, not much of Skype as well. There was something called BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, that just came into play. But there was one way I had to keep in touch with all of my patients and clients, and that was through email. Now, this was a good thing because most of the success that we had with people, whether they came to us for weight loss, whether they had cancer, diabetes, or whatever it is, we had to keep in touch over phone, which was pretty expensive at that point. So we mainly used email. And I remember this particular tool that we used with most of our patients who lived out of India. I would make each of them send me a log every single day. Before they slept at night, they had one job: to fill up the food that they ate at breakfast, lunch, snack time, and dinner. They had to mention the exercise that they did and how their exercise made them feel. They had to mention the number of hours of sleep that they had the previous night. And we would also check on their emotional and mental health, whether they meditated, they did something that they loved doing, they did something, around their passion or their hobby. So I would get this email from about 50 to 100 clients at the time I started off every single night. And I would go through them, put in my comments, and send them back. And that's how we interacted. Today it's different. We have FaceTime, we can pick up the phone and call, we have WhatsApp, we have so many messenger services that we can keep in touch with people real time. But most of the success we had, and I can swear about this, it revolves around the person, the client or the patient maintaining a log. You see, today we all know what's good for us. We all know what we should eat. We all know that exercise is good and what we should do. We all know the importance of sleep. We all know the importance of meditation, emotional stress, and everything. We know it, but we don't do it. Everyone knows it. Everyone has access to Google, videos, YouTube, TED Talks, everything. There is information in excess. We know it, but we don't do it. And that's where the disconnect between human health, doing, motivation, inspiration all lies. When we know, why don't we do? And it all comes back down to that simple practice of accountability and responsibility. When someone has that responsibility of sending in their life log, I call it a life log because your life revolves around the food that you eat, your sleep, your movement, your stress levels, your goals, everything. It's a life log. And once you're accountable, you maintain this every single day. Because it's not only good for the other person to notice what you're doing, it's good for yourself. Because so many of us mindlessly race through the day not knowing that extra cookie that we put into our mouth, that extra cup of coffee that we drank. We go through weeks of knowing that we haven't slept well enough until our body breaks down with sickness, and then we decide to relax and take it easy. None of us know how much of stress we're actually going through because we're reacting to every single thing that happens in the day. We're not responding, we're reacting. But when you sit down for 5 minutes, this doesn't take you more than 5 minutes at the end of your day to write down your exercise, how it made you feel, what you ate for breakfast, lunch, your snack, your dinner, whether it's ice cream or desserts, put that down. Don't feel bad about putting that down. Because when you finish a week of writing and 2 weeks of writing, then you start to realize things about yourself, your habits, your weaknesses, your strengths, and all of these things. That is accountability for your own health. And believe me, when you start maintaining a food journal, some of the most powerful people who have had the best results use food journaling or life journaling as a way of resetting their health. So the challenge that we're going to start from next week onwards, that's tomorrow. I like challenges because when we did the global dry fast, we had over 2.5 million people from across the world who came together to intermittent and dry fast together. It's always good to do it as a group, to do it together, because you know that there are many other people doing it with you. So you get motivation, there's accountability because you have to respond about how you felt the next day. And that's fantastic because when you do something, you get results. When you keep leading your life the same way, you get exactly the same results. If you want to get different results, you got to do different things. So starting tomorrow on the Facebook page, what we're going to be responsible for is life logging. We're going to start with 4 parameters. Number 1, your exercise. Okay, you may weight lift, you may dance, you may do Zumba, but all I'm looking for is to see what you did. For most people, I like to see activity and movement over a 1-hour workout because a lot of us do a 1-hour workout, but we're sedentary for the rest of the day. And that is called sedentary active. To be active, you should be achieving about 9,000 to 12,000 steps a day. Now, people talk about 10,000 steps. That's a great benchmark. There's no magic in the number 10,000. For some people, the magic number could be 8,000. For some people, 15,000. It depends on you. 10,000 is a nice benchmark, which means you have been active throughout the day, because even in a 1 hour walk, you cannot get 10,000 steps, which means you do a 1 hour walk, you still have to be active during your day to fill in the rest of the steps and reach 10,000. So I'm looking for 10,000 steps. If you don't do that walk, you may have gone for a swim, you may have done a dance, but write that down as part of your life log, the exercise you did. Take a screenshot of your 10,000 steps or your 12,000 steps. I want to see the screenshot. We want to see the screenshot, because what you post is going to motivate and inspire someone else who's just too lazy to get up and do it. And that's how we build a culture of health. Because today a lot of us may not do it because of our own reasons and our own, limitations of fear and security. Oh, I've done this, I've dieted, I've worked out, nothing works for me. Well, you see, good health is multifactorial. There are many things that contribute towards your weight loss, your obesity, your weight gain, your sickness, your healing, and your prevention. When we start to be accountable, everything falls in place. So the first part of our life log is we start with the number of hours we slept. So tomorrow when I put my Monday life log, I'm going to put Sunday night's hours of sleep. It could be 6, it could be 7. Be true to yourself. You want to write down your hours of sleep and whether you wake up feeling rested. For now, we keep it simple. I would put 6 hours of sleep or 7 or 8, and I would put a hyphen, rested or still tired. That's for me to know if my sleep quality is good. The second thing I'm going to put at the end of my Monday, on my Monday evening, are my steps. Did I get 10,000 steps if I didn't walk? Did I do 45 minutes of a workout, or 30 minutes or 20 minutes? Did I feel good? Did I not feel good? Number 2, because everything that we do should measure in whether we feel good or we don't feel good. Because most people lose motivation and inspiration because they do things that make them not feel good about themselves. There are people who are told, run, even though they don't like running, and you lose weight. You cannot lose weight doing exercises you don't like. Whereas some people like to dance, and that's the only exercise they need. They can dance their weight off. You can walk your weight off. It's what suits you and your body type. So you mention your exercise and how it made you feel. You mention your food log. Now, many of you would think, oh, this takes time. And it fails. There are so many apps out there that asks you to record your food. And most people fall off these apps because they lose interest in writing down their food. It's simple. What you ate for breakfast, or did you intermittent fast, or did you dry fast? What you ate for lunch, what was your snack, what was your dinner? Don't be shy, don't feel ashamed. If you ate French fries, if you had an ice cream, if you had a donut, put it down. The idea is to be accountable, write it down, and then when we read everyone else's logs, we get the inspiration to make changes. It's as simple as that. So we have our sleep covered, we have our exercise, we have our food, and the fourth thing, did you make time for your emotional health? Did you meditate? 5 minutes of meditation, or 10 minutes of meditation, or I listened to music for half an hour, or I did something which is my hobby for half an hour. That's also meditation. Or I prayed, or I read a book. Whatever is meditative for you. What I mean by meditation is not always silencing your mind. Some people can play a game of soccer, and they're so into that game of soccer for 1 hour, their mind can't focus on anything else but what they're doing, which is playing. That is meditation. Or I sit to listen to 5 of my favorite songs, and I'm so into those songs, my mind is not diverted onto anything else. That is meditation as well. For some people, it's prayer. For some people, it's chanting. A lot of people have this misconception about meditation. They think they need to silence their mind. It is not about silencing your mind. It is about focusing on your breath, or a prayer, or a chant. And every time your mind wanders, you come back to that, and you come back to that, and you come back to that. After a while, those thoughts will no longer come to your mind, and that is meditation. Again, so don't give up. Everyone has a restless mind. Everyone has hundreds of thoughts going through their mind. So you're no different. We got to start somewhere. We got to try. So we have 4 things to write. I'm going to recap. Our sleep, our food, our exercise, and our emotional health. I could have meditated for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Check out the app Calm. That's my favorite. Check out the app Insight Timer. There are free meditation apps. Check out the Goki app. It has meditation as well. Whatever app works for you that can help you to meditate. These are guided meditations if you've still not learned to meditate on your own. You put your headphones on, you select a meditation for anxiety, for focus, for better sleep, and you listen to someone guiding you how to breathe and how to focus. And I can promise you, you will get addicted to meditation. You will get addicted to focusing on your breath and deep breathing. That is what calms you down, reduces anxiety. That's what makes you feel better and heals you from within. And that is what holistic health is all about. It doesn't matter how much you deadlift, how far you ran, how organic your food was. What matters is everything put together for your health, your body, and your mind. So the challenge starts from tomorrow. We're looking to see maximum people do it for a week, just a week, and see the magic that happens to your life. How you can reset your life with 1 week of awareness, noting down, documenting, and posting. Why posting? Because you'll be accountable to everyone else who's looking out for your food log the next day and the next day. So I have to be accountable tomorrow again, which means I'm going to post my log, which means I want to show good hours of sleep tomorrow to everyone. I want to make sure I've worked out, I've eaten right. So that's my accountability, that's my motivation, that's my inspiration. Have a great Sunday evening, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.